At this point, I just think, am I just a crazy hater or I'm just calling it out as it is? I don't want to be rude by just constantly pointing towards the incompetence of an actor, but I find myself helpless at this stage. So it's just going to be the truth, man. It's just another week and we have got another Sara Ali Khan starrer titled Watan, Mere Watan, directed by Kanan Iyer. His last directorial venture was in 2013 where he made Ek Thi Dayan. The intention of the makers while announcing this title in the slate of dramatic production films that pay an homage to India's unsung heroes was to compare it to their films Razi and Shersha. This in itself is quite the stretch as the two films are far superior in terms of production, storytelling and performances. Watan, Mere Watan, available on Amazon Prime Video, focuses on the life of Usha Mehta played by Sara Ali Khan, based on the individual who played an active part in India's freedom struggle and was instrumental in the functioning of an underground radio station called Congress Radio that helped in uniting the cause of freedom across India, almost as a measure to curtail the mistakes made during the rebellion of 1857. The movie focuses on the cause gathering steam and prominence during the Quit India movement of 1942 and how this acts as a worrying sign for the British imperialists who are dealing with not only the uprising in India but the Second World War too. How Usha, with the help of her friends Kaushik and Fahad and leaders like Ram Manohar Lohia played by Imran Hashmi, make the radio a unified voice for the freedom of the country while still evading the watchful eye of the British forms the basic premise of this movie. Here's me telling you the good and bad aspects of the film so that you guys can ultimately decide whether to watch it on Amazon Prime Video or not. The good. The unsung hero. What I can appreciate regarding the intention of the makers is that they at least try to shed light on the life of a hero in the mainstream that many people may not know about. The courage showcased by Usha Mehta while the country was enveloped with excessive violence and unrest is truly admirable. A selfless life dedicated to the dream of living in an independent nation. This is what the film aims to highlight, but consequently we get a feeble attempt. A film that has good ideas but lacks the conviction and emotional resonance required for a tale dedicated to essentially one of our freedom fighters. While being a movie based on her life, we barely get an insight into her personality and love for the nation. Broad strokes of a random class session and seeing birds fly in the sky is assumed to be enough to provide us insight into her nationalism. Usha Mehta's early involvement in the March Against the Simon Commission, her volunteer work on the ground in Bombay as her family shifted base from Gujarat, the impact of education, graduating with a degree of philosophy from Wilson College, all of these events should provide an insight into the personality and motivation of the revered figure. Yet the film reduces her to the creation of the underground radio only, and this acts as a deterrent for us to know Usha. In hindsight, we only know what she did post 1942. A huge misfire in my opinion if you are making a film on an unsung hero. Supporting cast and moments. All is not lost in vain, of course, because I do appreciate some of the performances of the supporting cast of the film. You've got Sparsh Srivastav playing the role of Fahad, a loyal friend to Usha who despite his physical ailments is ready to sacrifice his life for the birth of a new nation. In a scene where Sparsh expresses why he left the Muslim League, you can clearly see the boundless potential he has as a performer, the brilliance of which you have seen in films like Lapata Ladies and a series like Jamtada. Similarly, Abhay Verma playing the role of Kaushik struggles between his affection for Usha and a life solely dedicated for the nation. You can feel his emotional angst at the boundless devotion Usha dedicates towards the nation, and this extracts several emotional moments from the actor, of a person who must simply concede versus come in the way of her pursuit. Sachin Khedkar as the father is presented with broad strokes, almost as being an intentional counter to Usha, by presenting him as a Winston Churchill and imperialist fan, but he does shine especially in a scene when narrating a letter left by his daughter. Imran Hashmi, while in a cameo, does a credible job as Ram Manohar Lohia. The problem, however, is that the themes of a country under British Raj and a movement against tyranny should extract emotions from audiences of inspiration, sadness, rage, but you find yourself just passing by the beats of this film. A sense of mediocrity creeps in and you wonder what went wrong. The underwhelming aspects. Production design and cinematography. You know, there is an ongoing meme on social media talking about the dimly lit frames of most of the movies and series that come straight to digital. I remember this same problem with a movie like Gaslight, a series like Guns and Gulabs during its action sequences, where it becomes so tough to decipher what exactly is happening. Ae Watan Mere Watan primarily has hues of blue and yellow that cover each frame, and it is so dimly lit that it provides an unsettling experience watching several of its sequences. The production design of the film also doesn't help because other than the sequences shot in the south of Mumbai that has its own old world charm, most of the sequences are shot in sets created to reflect the time before the independence, and this gives it an artificial flavor versus films that we have already seen on the freedom struggle that provide a visceral experience, almost like a time machine reflective of a country rearing to fight against tyranny. You see a movie as recent as Sardar Udham, or even classics like The Legend of Bhagat Singh, or even Mangal Pandey, and the difference in just the quality of the frames is staggering. Several portions of the movie actually seem like a play on stage versus a feature film, and that probably is reflective of a movie being under the wing of Dharmatic versus Dharma. Gimmicky portrayals and lack of conviction. I cannot get over some of the portrayals of the British officers in this film because the intention of the makers is to inculcate a sense of fear within you at their sheer presence. And the makers try to present one of the officers from the crime branch, played by Alex O'Neill, as a villain straight out of a commercial masala film. He sports a leather overcoat in the heat of Bombay, reminding me of Randeep Hooda from Radhe. And I think because we recycle the same actors for foreign roles, there is a sense of exhaustion that creeps in because these same set of actors can only surprise you so much. The biggest gripe I have with this film is that it lacks an emotional connection, and it is because of the lack of conviction in the staging of certain scenes, some of the performances, and the random integration of songs in the film. A scene where Usha doesn't let the flag fall down and gets beaten up by the police should enrage you, but it barely packs the punch for its half-baked execution. The phrase "Karo ya maro" should invigorate your being with a sense of nationalism, but its delivery doesn't allow to translate to a sense of organic pride. The themes of propaganda, media, and information that can influence the masses all are themes that are still relevant in society. Yet the film has such broad strokes of storytelling that it doesn't even get the nuance across with conviction. Songs of a Parsi engineer doing the jive, a song set in a mosque, and a beautiful number sung by Sukhvinder Singh merely being a montage does a huge disservice to an otherwise individually poetic piece. The Curious Case of Sara Ali Khan. I often introspect now on what I should believe, because I border on thinking that I am just being insensitive as I speak about Sara Ali Khan and her performances. There is no doubt in my mind that it is inconsistent in this film. The layered approach required for the portrayal of an unsung hero like Usha Mehta is missing, and we see the same tropes of Sara's performance and dialogue delivery that we have been critical about for several performances. But what is the larger picture? Should we give credit to an actor for simply improving because Ae Watan Mere Watan is not even that? So should we keep on waiting for the next opportunity for the actor to prove herself as a credible talent? Is this the same leeway we would give to another actor who doesn't have the privilege to star in multiple movies that go straight to digital, almost playing the role of an acting school for them before they really get tested in theatrical releases? I am confused and frustrated on what I should feel, because the visibility that a talent like Sara gets with project after project is not juxtaposed with home runs in terms of character portrayals and powerful performances. Is it terrible? I wouldn't say that. But is it, after a career of 9 films, still underwhelming? Yes. At least the movie generates your curiosity in wanting to know more about Usha Mehta and the movement that really gained steam post 1942 with the commencement of the Congress radio. That's the only silver lining I can think of, because the performances and the storytelling of this film will not stay with you for days or even weeks. It's yet another weekend and the same discourse of a disproportionate relationship between opportunities and talent. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below what you thought about Ae Watan Mere Watan. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram, the handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.